Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I thought I'd take a look at Captain Britain hardcover, not omnibus, the hardcover, volumes 1 and 2, both books. And the reason I'm doing this is I know I already did a video of the Captain Britain omnibus, and if you're interested in that, please check out that video. I've got that already uploaded. This is the beginnings of Captain Britain. The omnibus is really from the 1980s era Captain Britain, but this starts in the mid-1970s in England when Captain Britain was first introduced to the public in the UK. This was in their comics in the Marvel UK publishing arm of Marvel. We didn't get to see these over here. It wasn't until Marvel published this book that we've had the chance to see and read and own the copies of these. I'll show you both. I won't do a separate video on the second one. I'm just going to show you both, and there's a reason for that. The reason for this is, and this is good news for everybody who's interested in Captain Britain and missed out on these and on the omnibus, because they're all out of print. I think that the two volumes of these hardcovers, I think they're still available on the aftermarket. They're all out of print, but I don't think they're terribly expensive. But my advice is, don't worry about it. Don't try and collect that. Don't try and get the Captain Britain omnibus that was previously published by Marvel, reviewed by me, and now that's also out of print. And the reason I say that is because I have very good news. On November 30th, Marvel is releasing a Captain Britain omnibus that not only reprints the omnibus that I reviewed in my previous video, but it takes the early adventures, the beginning of Captain Britain, from these two hardcovers and adds those to the omnibus. So you will get the complete Captain Britain omnibus from the mid-1970s through the 1980s. You'll get all of it. For me personally, I won't be getting it. No interest in it, because I already have this book and the second volume. But if you've been wanting to collect those and wanted those omnibuses or these books or both and missed out, your chance is coming November 30th, 2021. I think it's retailing for $118 for a pre-order on Amazon. I don't know about anything else. I just saw it on Amazon, and I thought I'd share the news to anybody who wasn't aware of it. So let's take a look at the beginning. What you'll see in that omnibus is what I'm about to show you. If you're interested in the rest, like I said, please watch my other video. I'm not going to go into that here. This is not omnibus. This is just hardcover. There's the spine. This is titled Birth of a Legend, because it's the beginning of Captain Britain. This collects Captain Britain number 1 through 39, Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain 231 to 232. And like I said, England's champion takes flight. This is how Brian Braddock, Captain Britain, started out. This is how he looked, and this was his original costume. I actually like his later costume better than this one. I think it looks more iconic. Familiar writers, Chris Claremont among them, as we all know Chris from his work he did on X-Men. Len Wein, I'm not sure. I can never pronounce his last name. Larry Lieber, Gary Frederick, artists. You've got Herb Trimpe, you got John Buscema. You've got some well-known people here. Starts out, there's no table of contents, so it just jumps right in. This is October 13th, 1976. This is the cover of the Captain Britain comic book from England. In England, they, at the time, I'm not speaking for now because I don't know. If any of you know how comics are in England now, let me know. But at the time, the comics came out weekly and they were black and white. And from what I read, this is one of, if not the first, weekly comic in England to come out in color. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it's cool to have the cover, and I think it's funny because in these weekly issues, especially in the first few issues, England usually had like some kind of gimmick to try and get you to buy the issue. Like here, it's hey, free inside, you can get a Captain Britain mask. You know, it's kind of like incentive to buy it. So here we have Captain Britain in his glory. Got a pin up there, and the paper stock is really nice. It's smooth, it's glossy. It kind of feels like the Marvel Masterworks volumes. That's what the paper feels like. This would look much better than when it was first printed. It's not newsprint. What I find interesting is that that Marvel created this national hero for England, for Britain, because they didn't have one. And they thought that, well, we've got Captain America. Why can't Britain have their own national hero? So it was cool. And these issues were only available in England. They were not reprinted or reformatted for the American market. It was just for the UK market. Even the stories. I mean, here's an adventure. He is Havoc at Heathrow. Well, Heathrow is the main airport in London. I mean, there are several airports in London, but Heathrow is probably the biggest. So, yeah, it's very British, very well done. It was 1976. I was still quite young. I was not into comic books yet. Just a little too young. So I don't really remember these. The ones I remember are from the 80s era issues. The omnibus that I reviewed. But I do remember Captain Britain because there's a Marvel team-up issue where Captain Britain and Spider-Man met up and had an adventure together. I think they fought first, but they did bring Captain Britain over to the American market, but not these issues. And he's got his own supervillains and own nemesis folks that he fights. Again, very British. You've got the British Bobbies, the police. Uh, it's all for a different audience. If any of you are watching from England or were in England when this came out, here you got to meet Captain America. Let me know what you thought. Was it popular at the time? Got the Red Skull. He's fighting the Red Skull too. I'm curious because, like I say, I was a little too young to read these. I probably did spend some time in England during that time because I have family there, but I was too young to be looking for comics, so this would not have stood out to me. But yeah, if any of you know, how popular was this? Do you have any memories of reading these? Was it something you enjoyed? Did it sell well at the time? Anything like that? Yeah, just let me know in the comments. And like I say, I'm curious. Looks like he fought a lot with the Red Skull. Captain America and Captain Britain teaming up together. Okay. Starting with issue number 24, for reasons not known to me, and if some of you know, maybe you can tell me, this is from March 1977. They switched from color back to the typically British black and white weekly. And I don't know why. Well, here's the free gift for that week. Captain Britain's Superjet. So, trying to get you to buy that so you can get the Superjet. But the art is still good. John Buscema did the art on this one here. Yeah, John Buscema did the artwork here. So, like I say, Marvel got their famous artists and writers to do this. The covers are still in color, but everything else is in black and white. But if you're not used to it, you will get used to it. And just keep in mind this is made for a British audience, so black and white is very common indeed. But yeah, this has got all these early issues of Captain Britain. Let's see. That's number 32. How long did this last? Oh, here's from June of 1977. This is during Queen Elizabeth's Silver Jubilee. And I was a child in England then. My family had moved there for a time, and got there just in time for Queen Elizabeth's Silver Jubilee. And in fact, on a side note, I can remember being at some kind of official opening in Derby, in Derbyshire, England, and got to see Queen Elizabeth across the street meeting the crowds. And I remember hopping the crowd barrier, and the police didn't care because, I was like, 8? Something like that. So I was not a security threat, and they just let me hop the barrier. And I looked to my right, and lo and behold, who was standing there but Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. And I can remember tugging on his pants leg, his trousers, as they say in England, and exclaiming to him, "Hey, I'm American. And that brief brush with fame and royalty was nothing. He ignored me. Get away from me, kid. You bother me. That's basically what it was. I think 39 was the last weekly issue of Captain Britain. Here we have another British comic. This is Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain, also from 1977. So Captain Britain got to, well, it's Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain, but that does not mean that he's interacting with Spider-Man. It's just those are the characters. Here we have the extras. This is an introduction to Captain Britain by Stan Lee back at that time. These are some fun extras, actually. Remember the cover that I showed you with the mask that you could get? Here it is. This is the toy insert. This is the mask that you could take out of the comic and wear. I don't know what... Oh, this is all part of the mask. Okay, never mind. Here's the toy insert for Captain Britain's Super Jet. So you could fold it up and fly it. Here's a pin-up from Christmas from the British bullpen, the British Marvel bullpen. Another couple of pin-ups. This is a color version of a Jack Kirby pin-up from Foom, number 19. Here's a copy of the hardcover annual from 1978. Here's an advertisement right here for some swag. What is it? It's a mail-away Captain Britain costume. Looks like it's got some kind of thing you put over your shirt and Union Jack wrist gauntlets like Captain Britain wears. So yeah, that's fun. That's fun to see that. Here's trade paperback covers. Here's frontispieces. Oh, I can't even pronounce that. Ron Wilson and Herb Trimpe did this one. And here is some initial sketches done by Larry Lieber of Captain Britain when they were first designing Captain Britain. So it's kind of cool to see what the original sketches were. Here's a sketch for the first issue of Captain Britain. Now we have, these are American covers of Marvel Tales starring Spider-Man, issues 131 to 133. And it says that panels of Captain Britain 1 to 2 were cut up, rearranged, and recolored when reprinted as backup stories in Marvel Tales 131 through 133. So we did get some of Captain Britain here in the States, some of it. Here's, I don't know, the saga of Captain Britain, Captain Britain Rebirth. I'm not exactly sure why we've got those in there, because I think that was at the front, so I don't know. But those are all extras. That's volume 1. This is volume 2, Siege of Camelot. Same size, same format. Like I say, it's just volume 2. These were... You notice there's no covers on these. That's because these were black and white stories that were taken from the weekly issue. So it wasn't a Captain Britain comic. Whatever issues these came from. Uh, these were weekly episodes, adventures. I don't know. Again, black and white. Just gonna have to get used to it. Artwork is still, still quite 70s, but it's not bad. Typical for England. Like I say, a lot of it. Oh, here we go. We do have some color here. Let me get to the page. Okay. This is the American comic, not a British one. This is Marvel Team Up issue number 65, featuring Spider-Man and Captain Britain. And this was Captain Britain's first appearance stateside in Marvel Comics. It was his official introduction in the U.S. I had this issue. I remember this issue. I believe I had this issue. Yeah, I did. So Spider-Man and Captain Britain meet up. I remember this one. They're teaming up instead of fighting each other, and they're going up against Arcade and his Murder World. So, and this was all written by Chris Claremont, and John Byrne did the artwork. So, great art, enjoyable story. Here is some British Hulk weekly comics from 1979. And here we have, back in solo action, Captain Britain. So this is actually Incredible Hulk Weekly, but it's got backup stories of Captain Britain. And as you notice, the Black Knight is also in here. Now, these Black Knight stories, again in black and white, they're not Captain Britain stories, and there's quite a lot of it here, but Captain Britain is a part of the storyline. So I think that's why they went ahead and included it. See, there he is right there. So it's nice to have these included as well. Let's see. A lot of black and white. And you know what? It doesn't say... Oh, wait a minute. It does say who did the scripts and the layouts. But to be honest, I don't even recognize the names of the artists. But this is what the British comic fans would have been reading back in the late 1970s, if they were into the Hulk Weekly, the Black Knight, Captain Britain, that sort of thing. And this is all Black Knight. There's a lot of the Black Knight in here. Let's go to the extras. Starting with this. This is Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain 248 through 253. Here's a house ad for Captain Britain Summer Special. And here's all about Marvel in the UK and about the Black Knight strip. Here is a trade paperback cover. There and there. And here we have covers of the British Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain issues. And they've got a lot of those. So if you're curious as to what those look like, there's plenty of them as extras. We have the British version of the Marvel team-up issue with Spider-Man and Captain Britain. We have the cover issues for the Hulk, and if you notice, it says TV's #1 hero. At the time, the Incredible Hulk television show starring Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno was very popular. I remember watching it in England, and it was popular in England too. It was popular in America and popular there. So there's the Hulk weekly issues. There's a lot of those, and that's it. That's it for the extras. So these two books plus the omnibus that I've already reviewed, and as I said, you can watch on my channel. That is what's going to make up the new omnibus. So I'm very excited that they're coming out with that. I'm pleased that everybody who missed out on these and on the later omnibus will be able to purchase it and be able to enjoy these stories. So if you're a Captain Britain fan, I encourage you, November 30th, pick yourself up a copy. I'm sure it'll be a big omnibus, and it'll contain all of this. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you soon. Bye.